Hey lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my older new lovies. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. As the thumbnail show, we are going to be working with some very interesting items today. But before I get into that, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting just because you know how I feel about those comments. Now guys, alright, let me tell you about the items that were selected, okay? So there was a foam board, straws, Q-tips, and some nutty chick, okay? Nutty chick selected air freshener cans. Who does that? Who does that? Okay, so normally there is one winner a month. So this month there was two, so 4 items, of course. So Kathy Joe from Kathy Joe DIYs, she's the one who selected foam boards. Then Brenda, who's also the host, sorry, something's in my eye, she selected straws. Jessica from The Busy Housewife, she selected Q-tips. And then I was one of the winners. I was the one who selected air freshener cans. It was me. It was me. Yes, I know I need help. But I'm like, you know, it's a challenge, right? So anyway, guys, I will have their information in my description box below, as well as the playlist. So definitely stop by and tell them I said hello. I know you guys will find some inspiration. As I often say, whenever I'm participating in a playlist or a collaboration, I team up with some very talented creators, and that is no different today. So I'm going to shut my mouth and we're going to jump into this first project so y'all can see what I do with those air freshener cans, Q-tips, and straws, and foam boards. So I'll see you guys on the other side, lovies. Alright, lovies, so we're going to go ahead and start with the air freshener cans first. So I have 3 here that I had in my stash. I used the ones, these are the ones I selected. You can use any air freshener cans, and so these are the ones I had, and I used ones that they were almost empty, so I started using them like as much as possible before, you know, I started recording. But anyway, I had picked up some of this velvet fabric in those different colors there. I picked those up from Hobby Lobby. And so here I'm just measuring out about, I think I did about 18 inches, and that was just to give me enough to cover the top of these. Now, my thought process when I saw these particular air freshener cans was they reminded me of the 3 wise men. But right there, it was looking a little bit like E.T., I know. But I saw the 3 wise men. So I'm like, okay, how are we going to do this, May? How are we going to make this work? So all of this is just true. You guys know how I do on this channel. I share it all. So I wasn't sure of how I was going to bring this to life. You know, as I often say, if you've been here with me anytime, I have the thoughts. Sometimes that execution piece is a little bit challenging for me. But y'all also know I don't give up. I stay the course. So right here, I started to assemble it, and then I realized, like, okay, you have to use the other elements of it to get this going. So right here, I'm taking some of the Q-tips and I'm stretching out the little cotton swab part of it, because that's gonna be the beard for the wise man. So at first, I'm glad I did not break off the little spraying handle piece of it, because I was gonna do that. And I was like, oh no, that'll work in my favor for the beards. So that's what I'm doing here. And like I said, at this point I only did 3 because I thought maybe that would be enough. But as I go through this, you guys will see where I'm going to go back in and add some more, because you could see the side, that plastic part of it, you could see it on the side. So here I'm just really try not to pull it too much, because I don't want it to, you know, all come off. So I was just stretching it out to get it to a desired length that I like. And so then I started folding in this velvet cloth. Now I'm going to try to explain this to you guys the best I can. I really don't know how to explain it, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing stuff here at this point. Okay, I'm really testing it out. You guys are really seeing my thought process unfold as I do this. Excuse me. So next, I got some of this faux leather from Hobby Lobby as well. It was only $1.49. And so I got that. I had got 3 different colors, but this camel color works best with the color of each of the fabrics, in my opinion. So the other thing, if I thought I was going to have to spray paint this or paint over it, but you're not going to see any parts of this can. So there's no need to paint it. And you guys will see that. So here, and I'm just using hot glue throughout this whole process for this particular project. So because it's all plastic, there's no metal, it's all plastic. So and it works fine. All right, so for the millionth time, I'm just folding it over. Now I was gonna leave it like this and leave that back open, but how I'm going to style this, it would have been, that bottom part right there would have been too wide, and I wouldn't have been able to put all 3 of them together. So I'm just trimming it down so it is even with the bottom of the can, and so it doesn't you know, so it'll stand upright correctly. So then I just fold it in. I just fold it in, and to make it a little a more, you know, just fold it in to make it more snug or more fitting to the can. And then the little creases at the top kind of gave it the illusion of like shoulders, if you will. I know guys, I know this is really a stretch of my imagination. It really is, but I think it worked. And then I was looking at that, I was like, that really looks cute. That could have been like the front part of it, but I like the end results. I do. I think it came together okay. I saw the 3 wise men at the end of it. I asked my son, what did he see? And of course he has his mama's sense of humor. And he was like, I see an eagle with a cape. I was like, what? With a cape? He was like, I see an eagle with a cape and a beard. Yeah, he has his mama's sense of humor. So I don't see an eagle in a cape. I see the 3 wise men. So right here, I'm taking some of this gold trim ribbon. I think I got that off of Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just wrapping it around just to give it a more finished look of what I think would make it look more like the 3 wise men. So there it is coming together. And the other part of this, guys, is my 3 wise men, they do not have faces, okay? Now, the reason being is because my original thought was to use like half beads or one of my flat little round wooden medallions, but neither of those worked because the top part of that can sticks out too far, and so it just didn't look good. So I figured I would just pull the fabric down further enough to meet the beard and give the illusion of a face there. Just kind of maybe that they're like looking down. Are you guys following me? Are you feeling what I'm giving? Okay, because I just need y'all to receive it. Receive it, okay? You guys know how I do on this channel. Just open your mind to it and receive it. So right here, I have some little miniature crowns from my stash. I have 2 gold and 1 silver one. So off camera, I do polish the silver one with some of the gold leaf rubbing buff. It's a little bit darker than the other 2, but you really can't tell. So I cut down the little robe to be a little bit shorter, not too short, but short enough. So what I did for that first one, I do for the other 2, and that's and it's all repetitive. It's pretty much the same thing. So I had these little wooden bows that a good friend of mine gave to me, and so I thought that would be cute to represent them bringing the gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the baby Jesus. And so I was like, okay, they work. It's working. So then next, I'm going to take some of these little wooden knickknacks. Also was given to me by a good friend. And I'm going to add these to this 8-inch wood round that I had in my stash. I painted that in the color hazelnut, and I wanted to give this a little bit of a lift because I wanted it to be a really cute display or vignette, if you will, kind of, or however you want to call it, just something, a little display, and I just wanted it all together, not separate. So once I get them placed, I just glue them on with some hot glue. Again, they are nice and sturdy. They're not going anywhere. Sorry, I was out of frame for that, but I just go ahead and put them back exactly how I originally had them set staged there. And there you have it. So I think they look like the three wise men, guys. You gotta let me know. I think so. So next, I'm gonna take 3 of these straws. They're kind of the same color. They kind of have that hazelnut color. They do have some gold hearts on there, but you can't really tell. You just see the specks of gold. I kept looking, like it took me a minute to kind of, see that they were hearts, but you can't really tell. So here I was playing around with the straw to bend it to see, I don't know what kind of stick those are those shepherd sticks or something like that. I don't know what they're called, but I decided not to put it with the hook, just leave it straight up and down and put that in front of them. And guys, I really see the 3 wise men here. So once I get them all glued on, I then decided, see, don't they look, come on, I think so. I really think so. So next, I wanted to give it that very rustic look of what I think it would look like once they got to the manger. So I decided to go in with some Spanish moss and just put it around the front of this piece. At first, I was going to put some in the back, but I was like, you know what? Where I'm planning on putting this, the back is not going to be seen. And also, I left a little bit of a hole, not a hole, but a separation between them in the back in the event I wanted to put a candle back there. So I am going to add some lighting to the front of it. And right here, I was just kind of giving you guys an idea, like with fairy lights. So that's why I left that little opening right there. So then I had this wooden cutout of a manger, and so here I'm just going to go in with some of my burnt umber and paint the bottom part of it, and then the top part I'm going to stain using the burnt umber. And so that's just, again, to give it that look of what I thought it may look like back then. And so I just decided also to give it more of a 3D effect. I added some of that Spanish moss to the top of it, not too much, just a little bit. And so then I just hot glue it right in front of the little scene. So I have to tell you guys, like, I really love this. Like, it's just so pretty to me. I really enjoyed creating this. It was a lot of fun. I surprised myself that I pulled it off, but you guys have to let me know. There it is. All right, and everything, guys, will be shown in the final reveal. I have been trying to put the final cuts in between, but sometimes it just makes the video too long, so forgive me for that. So right here I am using the foam board next. So I was just showing you guys, you can't really see on camera, but I did up in the corner, I had already outlined it, but I used that frame to make my cuts. So next, what you see I'm doing here is taking some of, I just needed something in about, I think this is like a 3-inch circle. And so I had this little acrylic ornament next to me, and I use that as my template. And I'm only going to actually use one of these circle cutouts, but you will see that I'll have 2 that I had cut out, but I'm only going to use one anyway. So once I get everything cut down, I am going to now take my finger sander or zip sander, and I'm just going to sand around it to smooth those edges out. And yes, you can sand foam board. It's not perfect, but it does take away from those choppy cuts, when we cut it down. I haven't found a way to make it a nice even cut yet, but I'm sure somebody out there has. I just haven't done so. So right here, I'm taking some of this cardstock or crafting paper, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to cut it out now. I don't know if I showed it. I feel like I didn't show it, but it has trees on it. It has some white and green Christmas trees, and I love it. I had it in my stash since last year, and I only had this one sheet, and thankfully enough, I was able to get full coverage for each of my foam board cutouts. So once I get those cut down to size, I'm just going to go in with, I think I'm jumping ahead. Yes, I am jumping ahead. So here I was just making sure that I cut them correctly because y'all know, I mean, either way it goes, I wasn't going to be able to like do anything but make it work. I don't know. But anyway, I was sizing them to make sure I cut them down correctly. So then I just go in with some of my Elmer's glue stick to adhere that to the foam board. I figured that was the best bet, better than using hot glue or Eileen's tacky glue, to avoid any wrinkles. But if you got any wrinkles, you could definitely just iron them out. So now for the circle foam board cutouts, I wanted to say wood rounds, I'm taking some of these plaid or buffalo check straws I had, and I'm just lining it up a little more than halfway on the little piece, and then I'm cutting it out to the shape of that circle. So what I'm doing here is we're going to make a snowman ornament, okay? Yes, we are. So at the top, I felt like the top part was, it was a little short at the top. I needed it to be a little bit higher because this is going to be the snowman's beanie, okay? So once I do that, as you guys can see, I'm just cutting it down, and then there you go. I know it's a little off, but it's okay. So next I take some of my jute twine, and I'm just going to outline the ornament. And again, even though I sanded it down, it still has some jagged edges. It looked unfinished, so I just wanted to try to make it look more like a finished piece. So I'm just going around carefully with that. Once I get it how I want, I'm then going to go in with some thinner jute twine, and that's going to be the outline of where the straws are, because they were on top of the foam board, you could still, you could see them. So I wanted to cover that up and give it more of more definition as well, to kind of make it sit out as the beanie, give it more of a 3D effect, I guess. I don't know, y'all. I'm using straws and foam board. I don't know. Just don't know. I'm just winging it. I'm the wing woman. I'm just winging it. All right. So once we do that, I'm going to attempt to draw a face. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this face other than I don't know if it really looked like a face. But I tried. So I'm taking some of these brush markers that I have. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby recently. They were $7.99 and 40% off. So I think it was a 12 pack. I think it's a 12 pack, 12 or 14, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it was a good deal for $4. So I'm starting with, I just traced it out with the pencils you guys saw. Then I'm outlining it with the black. And yeah, I was like, okay, that's not looking like eyeballs. So here I was like, okay, I'm going to go in over the top with some blue. And it started coming together. Like, I think I should have made them a little, like, I should have made them a little bigger, I guess, or longer or something, so you could really see. But they do start looking like eyes. I just, I don't know. I'm not an artist in that way, and I didn't have anything in front of me to reference, so I was just trying to make it work with what I thought they should look like. So I just kept going, but they do start looking like eyes once I add in the nose and the mouth and everything. So, but I tried, guys. I tried. I tried. That's all I can say is I tried. That's it. Oh, goodness gracious. So, you guys will see right here, I'm going to take the orange marker, and the cool thing about these markers, they are dual-sided. So one has a super fine tip and the other side is a actual brush pen. So I thought that was super cool, and I am using the more fine side of it just because the ornament is so small. Now I also could have made his nose a little bit bigger, but again, guys, I am not an artist. I'm not. I just wing things when it comes to drawing and stuff like that, especially if I don't have a picture in front of me. So his eyes look a little willy wonky. I kind of fixed his smile, and I really should have left his smile just like this, but I decided like, oh, let's put a tongue in there, and then I put the tongue off to the wrong side, and so yeah, it looks a little weird, but he's just, you know, he's just a free-spirited little snowman head, okay? Receive it, lovies. Receive it. Open your mind and receive it. Oh, my goodness. What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Oh, my goodness. Okay, so then, of course, y'all know I had to pull out the bows. It's the season of bows. Y'all know I love my bows, butterflies, and hearts. So, I had one of these buffalo check or gingham print, I'm not sure which one it is, miniature pre-tied bows. I think those came from Dollar Tree. I put that right on top, and then I have some of these little miniature like embellishments that I got off Amazon either last year or the year before, and it has little peppermints in it, so I put that right in the middle of the hat. You can't really tell too much. So for the little foam board plates here, or slats, or whatever you want to call them, planks. Anyway, I decided that I was going to outline those as well with some jute rope. Add some little feet to these. I'm using the little miniature squares that you can find at Dollar Tree. I'm using that for the feet, and then I'm going to take a few more straws here. Now you're going to see me glue down 2. I do end up adding in 2 more, because what I should have done right here is add in some wood dowels inside of the straws to make them more sturdy. And so I will say that with this piece, this is a piece that's not something that you want to manipulate a lot, not move around a lot. Like once you have it set, you kind of want to be gentle with it and leave it there, because structurally it's weak. Okay, so I'm using the straws, and like I said, I'm reinforcing them with 2 on each side. Then I start gluing it together, and even if you use a stronger adhesive here, I just don't see it really giving this any like solid structure, just because of the items being used. And you know, I don't know, I've never done this with straws and foam board and stuff, so you know, we'll see over time. The test of time will tell. Right? All right, so then next what you see is I took I had broke apart a clothespin, and I'm going to use that as the stands for the back of this. I did clip them down a little bit just so they're not sticking out too far, and then I cut down another few pieces of straws just to put those in the front to add some more stability here. Again, I don't know if this is truly a sound structure. I am really just playing the guessing game with this one. Okay, guys, I'm being completely honest with you. So in between the straws in the back and the little wood cubes, there was a gapping there, kept wobbling a little bit. So I took some more of the straws and put them in there to kind of keep it, you know, upright. So I hope I'm explaining this. I'm trying to explain this the best I can, guys. So I do apologize. You know, hopefully you can follow along to see what I'm doing. I try not to speed it up too fast. So then next I had some of this gingham print trim, or buffalo check trim. I'm not sure which is which, but I decided to add this to the top. I don't know why, but I did, because then my mind started going to, oh, this looked like what I think an entrance into like a ski resort would look like. I don't know why they would put some cloth trim up there, but that's where my mind went. So I'm riding with my mind at this point, okay? Because I don't know what I'm doing. So right here for the little ornament, I decided to loop the hanging piece around for it, and I'm just going to glue that off, tape it down with a little bit of masking tape just to make sure, I'm not masking tape, a little bit of painter's tape to make sure it stays in place while it sets. So then I decided to hang that off the side of our little ski resort entrance. Yes, that's what we're going to call it. Then I took some miniature bows to cover up those little straws that I cut down in the front because you can see the top of them. So I wanted to cut that down. And again, I don't know why they would have bows at the entrance of a ski resort. But on this project, we're going to have bows on it because, again, this is the season of bows. Okay? And there you have it. I don't know. I really feel like you can display a lot of things on it. But what I also had, so what I thought was like, okay, let's just kind of bring this to life a little bit. So I glued on some of these little miniature trees you can find at Dollar Tree. Added the lamp there, but you can put a candle, a little faux candle, a LED candle or something there. And I think that would look really nice. Now, I could have just left the bottom of this white. I think probably would have been cuter because it would have looked like snow. That's what my mind was saying afterwards, but I didn't do that. So, you know, this is what we got. So next I'm taking one of these happy holiday signs you can find at Dollar Tree. Excuse me. At Dollar Tree, I believe they have season greetings, happy holiday, and Merry Christmas in them. And so there you have it. And there we go. I think it looks okay. I think it's cute. I don't know what we're going to call it, but that's what it is. Okay. I use the projects. I use the items. That's all that matters. So right next, I'm taking these red and black print straws. They're buffalo checker, gingham print. I don't know which one it is either. And we're gonna make a ladder ornament. Okay. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of these days I'm gonna just get through one of these voiceovers with it's gonna be like so awesome and so cool, you know. It's gonna happen one day. I don't know when, but it is. So like I said, that's pretty self-explanatory. Took one of the straws, cut them down to fit the middle part and make the little steps of the ladder. Then I'm taking some of my little embellishments, which these are gingerbread men and peppermint candy canes that I'm putting on here. And so that I primarily use them to cover up the little glue gobs that was there. Then I'm taking taking the marker, the black marker, to kind of cover over them or paint over it, the little glue gobs that I didn't cover. So yeah, that's what I was doing there. Because of course this is not perfect because I'm using a straw. Yes, I'm using a straw. Okay. So as I go along, I'm adding in more embellishments, kind of make it look, you know, so if I wanted to stand it up on its own, like on a tier tray, I could do that. Of course, I added in some more bows, not necessary, but I added them. So then I was like, okay, but if we want this to be a hanging piece, like a hanging ornament, which is what I end up saying it is, I take another piece of straw, cut that down to fit the top. I glue that on, and then I put through some Christmas string or some festive twine, Christmassy twine through the hole of the straw to make it a hanging piece. I don't know. I hope you guys can follow along with that. But I just strung that through, and then I had a peppermint embellishment, tied it off, and there you have a hanging ladder ornament. All right, guys, for our final project of today. So I had a total of 5 projects, but I don't know if you really want to count the 2 ornaments. If you don't count those, I only had 3 projects, but if you count those, I had 5 ideas for you guys. Okay. So anyway, so right here, I am taking 5 of the Q-tips and I'm putting them together at an angle, like one long one in the middle, and then I kind of build out from there, like have them going up. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about, like almost like a little arrow. So then I had this vase from Dollar Tree that I was going to use in another project that I didn't use. I covered it, the bottom of it, using some gold glitter paint. And like I said, I was going to use it on another project, but decided not to. So I remember I had it, and then I was like, you know what? It would be really cute to take the Q-tips, angle them out, as I did here. I don't know what that angle is called. A pointy angle. Let's just call it a pointy angle, okay? And then cut them down and put them around the top part of the glass to make it look as though it is like a dripping snow or like icicles or something. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, we're moving on because you guys are receiving that. So, next, I decided to take some of my fuzzy or furry yarn and wrap that around the top to give it more of a frosty, snowy effect. Okay, yeah, I know. Just keep riding with me. So then I took one of these little lanterns that I had, or little candlesticks that I had. I put that in there, and I put some more of the yarn, stuffed that down in there, and there you have it. And here we are with the final reveal, guys. Let me know, lovies, if you are still here riding with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know, guys, do you see the 3 wise men here? I see it. I see it. I don't know if I see it because I want to see it, or if it truly looks like the 3 wise men, but I'm open to hearing from you guys. So definitely share my thoughts. Let me know if you had a favorite of today. You know, I'm always curious about that. I don't know if you would have a favorite of today, but I really love this challenge just because, like I always say, because of the items we have to use and how much fun it just makes it, guys. But here is the opening to our ski resort as you enter through. Let me know, guys. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Do you see what I see? Wouldn't that be a beautiful morning sunrise just to see that? Yeah, I think that would be beautiful. I see it. I see it. Do you see it? All right, lovies. If you're still here riding with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Each and every one of you. Don't forget, I am participating in the Just Our Imagination playlist. I will have Kathy Joe's, Brenda's, and Jessica's information along with the playlist in my description box below. So definitely stop by, guys, because I can't wait to see what they made for you guys using these items. Like, I think it's going to be hilarious. Just from the group chat that we were all talking in, I think it's going to be awesome, fun, and just awesome content for you guys. Just awesome content. So definitely stop by, let them know that I sent you their way. Okay? And guys, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting, just because you guys know how I feel about those comments and how I love to chat with you guys after each and every video. So please keep them coming. Please consider joining my YouTube family because I love hanging out with you guys every week. All right? Do we get snow drippings here? Do we get the icicles dripping? Do we get that here, guys? Let me know. Let me know. This was so fun, and it was just so unreal that we were using these items, and I was just amazed that I could even come up with anything. So, all right, lovies, until the next video, be safe, be kind, happy crafting your days away. Hugs and kisses. XOXO. Bye.